We are back, and this is a live shot that we are just getting of a Trump event. He is not in Iowa, though. He is now in New Hampshire this morning. Donald Trump in Nashua, New Hampshire, addressing voters, while most folks are still focused on Iowa, which raises some questions. So David Yevson is the director of the Paul Simon Public Policy Institute at Southern Illinois University and a former political reporter for the Des Moines Register. You know him well. He is Mr. Iowa. David, good to see you this morning.
Good to see you.
Welcome. So what do you think about that? What does that indicate? Is Donald Trump sort of turning his back on Iowa at this point?
Well, I think a lot of caucus goers probably feel that way. I'm not sure it was a very wise move. I know he doesn't want to take, he's a front runner, or he thinks he is, and he doesn't want to take a lot of hits. But still, to duck the debate after he's done so well in the other ones seemed like a mistake.
Yeah. He had another event, obviously. How do you think Iowa voters responded to seeing the other 7 folks up there last night? Do you think it gave them a better look at some of that?
Yes, it did. I mean, Trump always takes the oxygen out of the room, and this gave the other candidates a real chance to flower, to shine, to be heard. So it was good for them.
We have heard, anecdotally, and we've heard from people who are out there polling voters in Iowa, that obviously, it's cliche to say at this point, they decide late.
Yes.
But it's actually true. I mean, we spoke with people last night. I'm kind of between this one and that one. So how does that impact it when, Donald Trump has hit the road and is already in New Hampshire?
Well, being in New Hampshire is okay, but the fact he wasn't there last night, I think, does hurt him. It's true, and even if you look at these polls of this race, and there's a lot of problems with polls of caucus goers, they'll tell you, caucus goers will tell you, I'll change my mind, or I haven't made a firm decision. Don't forget, this is a caucus. It's not a primary. People are meeting with their neighbors. What do? They talk politics. So if I think you know something about politics and I'm undecided, you can change my mind, and that dynamic is very real. And I think there's a lot of buzz and chatter going on right now about who people want to support.
Yeah. There's almost always a sort of upside surprise when you look at the actual numbers that come out of Iowa, and you talk about how hard it is to poll here. So you've got Rubio in the mix. When you look at the top 3, you've got Cruz, Rubio, Trump, and we're hearing a lot of people saying that they're taking a look at, at Rubio, they're taking a look at Christie out there. How significant is the first, second, and third spot after this on Monday?
Well, it's very important. 3 tickets out of Iowa is the old saying.
Yep.
In the history of the caucuses, the eventual nominee comes out of the top 3 finishers. Now, the exception to that was 2008 when John McCain finished 4th. So I'd say there's 4 tickets out of Iowa. First class, coach, standby, and baggage.
Who do you think has those tickets at this point?
I think Trump, Rubio, Cruz, I don't know about the 4th.
All right. So in terms of, how it's going to work on Monday, and, and the fact that Donald Trump went to New Hampshire, how much matters over this weekend? Because these guys are all, I've been asking the campaigns, where are your people today? They're all over this state. We talked to Marco Rubio earlier. He was on his way to Burlington. The hands-on personal appearances that these people are doing, will it make a difference for them?
Well, sure. It creates an energy and all that. But I've actually had campaign staffers say the candidates can get in the way. Because their job now is to get voters out. They've ID'd their people. They need to get them out. But they've got to make room for the candidate. But it creates buzz, and so the more often they can be here, the better.
Yeah. Well, when you look at last night, and you look at the people that were standing up there, who stands out to you as somebody who may have done themselves some real good last night?
Marco Rubio. There's no question in my mind about it. I mean, I think Marco Rubio draws, his strength of his candidacy is he's drawing from every one of these lanes, if you will. There's Tea Partiers, he's getting some religious conservatives, party establishment. He doesn't have to get them all. He just has to get a slice.
But what about Cruz? Because, Cruz has been so strong in Iowa, and he's talked about the fact that he's made a major investment here. Camp Cruz, they've got thousands of people who are camped out, sleeping on air mattresses, working for him in this state. And as Senator Rubio said to us earlier, boy, if Ted Cruz doesn't win here, he's really put all his chips in this basket. It won't look good for him. Yeah,
I know. And I think Senator Cruz may have let his expectations get out of control. The whole goal is to surprise national media people. So, wow, he did better than he expected. Now everyone's thinking, well, he's supposed to finish in second. If he doesn't, it could be bad. And he took a lot of hits in that debate. So he may have peaked just a little bit too soon.
Very interesting. David Yevson, thank you so much. Good to be in Iowa with you. Nice to have you with us here on the set. Thank you, sir.